name is Alyssa.
And I'm Emily, and you're listening to Slash&Slay, a horror podcast. Hey everybody!
Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode.
It is a new episode.
It's new, it's not old.
This is not an old one, this is a new one. Did you get your haircut?
No.
Oh, the ends look so crisp today.
Thank you. Got crispy ends.
Did you just... No, like in a good way. The ends look...
Fresh.
Fresh.
Fresh and new.
Yeah, my ends are not. They're a little fried already.
Well,
What you gonna do?
what you gonna do about it besides get a haircut?
Not again. I just did that. Anyway. How are you today, Alyssa?
I'm good. I have a little bit of a headache. But
As soon as I walked through the door, coincidentally.
Coincidentally, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. I don't know what happened there.
Why do you think you have a headache?
No,
have you had water
one,
today?
I had one before. Not enough, I will say.
That'll do it. I also have not. And it is so incredibly warm where we are.
It's so warm. And I've been recording, so I've been going
Using
up
your voice?
in the closet.
Oh.
And it's so hot in the closet.
Speaking of being in the closet.
I was just going to say, that's a perfect segue.
Speaking of being in the closet, happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride Month.
I know it's almost, I guess it is the last week of June.
Yes.
But we thought we'd wrap up this wonderful month of episodes with a dive into a horror movie that celebrates pride.
Pride.
Is a prideful pride movie.
A prideful movie.
A prideful movie. I am honestly looking forward to more movies of this sort being made.
Yeah.
And I hope by next year there's even more for us to review. And this one's actually new that we're talking about.
It is.
First, do you have any Slash&Slays?
I don't.
No Slash&Slays.
No Slash&Slays, because I didn't really.
Your
watch
reading is
anything.
not back on.
No. I read that one book, and then this other book that I got, I've only gotten like a chapter in.
Oh.
I guess I need to read more Frida McFadden because she just like hooks
sucked
me
you
in. So.
Let's see. Oh, I watched the first 2 episodes of Hemlock Grove.
Oh.
What a silly little town.
Is it?
So creepy. I can never tell if I think Bill Skarsgård is the most hot human in the world, or I'm like, you crawled out of an alien spaceship. Like, you are freaky. Like, sometimes I'm like, that is the hottest man I've ever seen in my life. And then, like, in the same scene, I'll be like, you're gross. Get out of here. I don't know if it's the Pennywise effect.
He's very versatile.
Maybe we should
look.
Yeah. But like, even in Barbarian, like, he was hot in Barbarian.
He was.
And then...
And the whole time you thought he was, like, a killer.
I know. And I was like, you're still so hot. But then I was also like, bruh, like, you're not.
It was so crazy how quickly he died in that movie. I'll never get over it.
So quick.
They literally...
But that was perfect.
I know. And they literally set it up like it was going to... Like, he was, like, the main character.
If you have Bill Skarsgård, he's... Like, come on.
Yeah.
Do you think that there should be something called the Pennywise effect? And, like, Bill Skarsgård will always just, like, look like Pennywise in some way. Same with Tim Curry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although, I think for him, it would be Frankenfurter effect.
Yes.
The Frankenfurter effect.
I think that's more so correct.
Yeah. Even though I don't, like, that's not how I was introduced to him. I guess I was introduced to Bill Skarsgård with Pennywise, so I always think...
Well, I think I like, what's his
I think
name?
I like
Never mind.
Never mind.
I can't think of the names, so...
Her head is aching.
My head is aching. I can't think of the names.
Can't think of the names. I slay the first 2 episodes of Hemlock Grove.
Yeah.
Very weird. Everybody's kind of the worst. Little grody. I also wasn't expecting it to be supernatural. I don't know what. I think I just really thought that it was going to be more like, I'm trying to compare it to a TV show, but I can only think of Wolf of Snow Hollow, where you think it's supernatural the whole time, but it ends up just being a person.
Right.
And so I thought it was going to be one of those things, but no, it's supernatural. It's like like one guy can do Stranger Things, like his nose even bleeds, which is weird because like Stranger Things was just a little bit after that. I feel like,
but I think that's kind of, I've seen a lot of.
it's a trope. Yeah,
you have powers and then your nose bleeds.
That's why I never get nosebleeds. I'm as normal as they come.
I've only gotten a nosebleed whenever I stuck my finger too far up my nose.
Why'd you do that?
I had an itch.
Oh, last time I got a nosebleed, my little brother banged his head into my nose and then it started bleeding.
Oh, that like intensified my headache.
Sorry.
How dare you?
It was it was years, and probably, what is he, 15 now? It was probably 10 years ago. So that was probably the last nosebleed I had. Yeah. But anyway, I slay Hemlock Grove. I did finish horror movie. I was like, I can't remember the name. Horror store. No, we shall not bring that one back up. I did finish horror movie last time we recorded, and I still slay it. Upon reflection, I know I said it was very pretentious, not in a bad way, but I think it's literally just like, I think it was just the character. Like, I don't think it was Paul Tremblay trying to be pretentious, if that makes sense. I think he's like, this is how the character would speak, because it's all from, what is that, first person? It's all first person narrative. Yeah. And so you're only in his head the entire time, or reading the script. Right. So, but yeah, I slay it.
Slay.
And now speaking of slay.
Speaking of slay.
The face you just gave me.
My head is like
so rizzy. Oh no! Do you need some water? Do you need a break for water?
No, I'll be okay for a little bit.
Okay. At least you don't look like Stanley Tucci smoking. Oh no! What movie is this?
The Core.
Oh, what is that?
It's like they travel to the Earth's core to like offset something that's going on.
I don't think it's working out for him.
Not for Stanley Tucci.
His oxygen is running out, I assume. He explodes. Oh. I was right.
Bye,
sorry,
Stan.
guys. She has a sci-fi channel on, which is so Alyssa.
It's very me.
So you.
Just to be on in the middle of the day.
I really hope that there's a Girls Gone Wild commercial.
On Sci-Fi Channel?
Those used to come on all the time.
Only late at night, though.
Really?
Not during the day.
Oh, maybe. So we would record Star Wars on there because we couldn't get them anywhere else.
Yeah. So it'd probably be late and then.
I'd be like, oh, Girls Gone Wild commercials.
Girls Gone Wild.
Fast forward.
Titties.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll talk about this movie so long we'll see a Girls Gone Wild commercial. That's how we'll know. Be like, all right, time to wrap it up. Anyway, we are talking about the movie, the 2024 film, Slay. It's literally called Slay.
It was perfect for us.
I think it was made for us.
I think so too.
Honestly, it checks all of our boxes.
It really does.
Which is insane.
Vampires,
drag queens, Texas small towns that are freaky. A little camp.
We love camp.
We love some campiness.
Bad special effects. And some good. Some were not that bad.
And I feel like a lot of them, they were like, okay, we don't have the budget. So
let's just make it campy.
Yeah.
So we love that.
Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Oh, hi,
all right.
Maggie.
That's my
mother's hear Maggie?
Dog. She
is
crazy.
The cutest.
She's very cute. Say hi.
Do you hear it?
Hear that?
No, that one was me. That was me. Should we read a synopsis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let me read a little synopsis.
Okay, Maggie, you're gonna have to stop. Lay down.
Maggie.
Just lay down.
Would really like to smell my fingies.
Lay down.
Okay, here's a synopsis. This came out on March 22nd, so really not that long ago. Mm-hmm. And it is a Tubi original, which...
We love Tubi
originals. Okay. After a booking mistake, 4 drag queens find themselves performing for a mostly unwelcoming crowd. But when vampires attack, the crowd looks to the queens to save the day. And we have... The cast includes Trinity the Tuck as Mama Souffle, Heidi in Closet as Robin Banks, Crystal Method as Bella Du Bois, and Caramel as Olive Wood. And this was written and directed by Jem Gerard. And what did we think of this movie?
It was hilarious.
It was so funny.
Honestly, it was so fun. It was.
I was cackling.
We were both cackling the whole time, and it was just these like extreme kills. Well, first off, like you see the vampire, and it's like had a really bad mask.
The worst mask ever.
Mask
and
ever.
he attacked the guy in like broad daylight. So I was like, y'all should have waited for dark to at least hide this mask. Like it looked so bad.
And he attacked like this country guy with a mullet.
So he's driving the truck with food, and we're like, oh, what's this guy doing? It's full of garlic and cabbage and stuff, and he gets attacked by the vampire. And then we cut to our how many are there? Four beautiful queens, and they're in their giant bus on the way to what they think. Decked out
bus.
Yeah, what they think is their dream booking.
Yeah, which is, what was the place? The place they thought was called like something Tuck.
Something Buckle and Tuck or something like that. But it was something Tuck, but it ended up being Buck.
Yeah. And the
maybe it's like Boots and Tuck. It was like Boots and Buck or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like they come up on this bar, and there's like motorcycle guys, and they all look
and they're like, what?
They clearly all look like they're like
bigots.
Backwoodsy bigots.
Yeah, and they're like saying some mean things to the queens as they arrive.
And Robin Banks.
Robin Banks is the one that messed it up.
The booker.
She's the manager.
They go in anyways, and they like come in, and it's just so like, because Olive Wood, played by Caramel, it's so freaking tall.
Oh my gosh. And wearing heels.
Yes.
Like she's already tall, and then in heels just towers of like over she everyone. Kept having to duck her head under any door frame, and it's just so funny seeing their dynamics are very interesting. Like she is very so like Olive is very, very opinionated and outspoken.
She's like talent. She has the talent, and she wants to, be the leader. But then there's Mama Soufflé, and Mama Soufflé is clearly the leader and a little bit more seasoned. And then there's Robin Banks, who is just kind of, I don't know.
She's like silly. She's not super ditzy. She's just more like, she's trying her very best, and she's just having a good time.
She's kind of like the peacemaker, the mediator between the two.
Yes.
And then there's Bella DuBois.
She don't have like, one brain cell to spare.
No
sweet
light
baby.
Behind those eyes.
Yeah. All of them gorgeous, all of them beautiful, all of them want to perform. So they're like, you know what? Who cares? Actually, Olive did not want to perform.
Right.
Olive said, no,
we should leave.
Mama, we should
leave.
Leave. And Mama said, no, I'm the boss. We're going to stay. And so they perform.
Well, it's fun because they meet these two people.
Oh, yes.
What are they? Jax was one of them. Jax was the lesbian.
Yes.
And then someone else was the
other guy
who kind of had a little thing for Robin Banks.
Yeah, so there's these two queer characters in this town, and they're obviously like the only ones that are like into this drag queen thing, and they are so excited. They love this group. They can't believe they're here. Them to come, yeah. They're so excited that they're there, and they are so like fangirling over them.
You know what's really funny? The person who plays Jax, who is Danya Cash, literally have never seen this actress before, ever. And then suddenly they're on a Hallmark movie.
Really?
I was like, is that Jax from Slay?
That's crazy.
And I was like, there's no way. I was like, I've never seen this person before. And then I looked it up, and I was like, that is definitely them.
They were very good at playing that sort of character.
Yes.
I was like, yes, this is perfect. I know exactly this character. And they're fangirling. Everybody else is, of course, saying pretty vile, mean things.
Yeah. My favorite is there was the lighting guy.
The lighting guy, Earl.
Yes. Who was just so like...
He didn't even say anything. He was just kind of like, this is weird, like...
But he was into it. Like, he got into it immediately.
Yeah. Like, Robin was like, can you do this, and like helped him with the lights, and then he was like, yeah, and then it was like so like nice.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, he got really into it.
And then there's the bar owner, Dusty, who
What?
what?
The TV.
Oh,
The TV has so many whales on it right now. Tell me when it's over.
Literally in the
They just
ocean.
dove into the ocean. There's so many whales on the TV.
Like, what is wrong? I was like, we love Dusty character.
We do love
You
Dusty.
want me to turn it off?
No, I'll just turn this way.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
What is this?
it's okay.
What even is this?
I don't know. They're diving though.
Is this Free Willy?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's still the core.
Okay.
So.
Oh, they're going to the
I don't think
core
there's any
core.
more whales.
Probably not. There was just a lot of them for a
They're
second.
just showing you that they were in the ocean.
Anyway, sorry guys. I just had to have a freak out.
Anyways.
We love Dusty.
Yes, Dusty's the bar owner, and he's like, oh, well, my day person must have booked y'all. I'm sorry, like, I don't know anything about it.
But he didn't say anything. He was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Like, y'all perform. We'd love to have y'all still. Like, we need entertainment.
Yeah.
And while they're...
There's also a character named Travis, who is...
Travis.
kind of like one of the leaders of the
Bigots.
Bigots.
Yeah. He's very, very... He says some slurs. He says some mean things. Oh, and we also have Our Lady.
Oh, Sheila.
Sheila.
She talks like... I don't get even...
She literally talks like this. Like... she literally reminds me of people I know. Yeah, she's like, my titties.
My titty.
Yeah. So funny, so adorable. And she's just so hungry. Like, she
Yeah.
just wanted food, and all they had were bar peanuts.
Yeah, they didn't have any food because
the food truck guy never came.
Food truck guy never came. Never showed up.
Who could have been driving that food truck?
I wonder why.
I wonder what happened. Eventually our food truck guy does come. And he smells one of his buddies. You ever smell your buddy?
Yeah. Give me a
smell
whiff.
delicious.
Give me a whiff.
He goes to somebody who he says, I can smell your cholesterol. So he's a little on the bigger
was it,
side.
like Fat
yeah.
John or something like that?
Didn't they call him like
Fat
fat
boy?
Fat
He's called
boy.
Fat
Yeah,
Boy.
they call him fat boy, which is very mean. Don't say that. Like,
I mean,
your body doesn't define you. But
because
and
fat's not an insult anymore.
no.
I'm trying to take it back.
But I feel like
It
the
was
way
they were
that
using it as an insult.
the way that they said other things, it
Yeah.
leads me to believe that they would say
Yeah,
fat as a
true.
negative connotation. Unless he wanted to. If he wanted to be called fat boy,
Yeah, I mean,
hey fat boy, but
That seemed okay with it.
whatever.
I don't know his life.
Anyway, fat boy got whiffed. Whiffed?
He got whiffed.
He got whiffed. And
then
he got bit. And the vampires begin. At first, they're like, what's going on? You know? The middle of the routine is disrupted.
Oh, they also apparently spent all their budget on the music because they had
Oh,
WAP.
they
were
played WAP.
literally whopping.
That's the only notable song. And I can't imagine. But like I said, I think maybe there's some different rules for drag queen performances.
Yeah.
But if that was the case, wouldn't they use other songs too?
Right.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Because, I mean, when I've seen drag shows, they use very popular music.
Yeah, and they probably don't have to have a license necessarily.
No. I don't think
that.
so. Maybe it's because it's I don't know. I don't know.
Me neither.
Whenever I did dance, we had to use like certain
Yeah.
music that was like whatever. Anyway, yeah, they did WAP and it was beautiful and wonderful. It got me dancing.
And it was funny because just the people, there was like the people that were into it, and then there's the people that clearly were like, well, let's go.
Yeah, and they've never heard WAP before.
And they've never made a WAP before.
They've
you know
never
what I'm
made
saying?
a WAP before. That's for damn sure. Now I have the song in my head and I can't think of anything clearly.
Well, also we see like little glimpses of Dusty who's like dancing a little.
Yeah,
in the
Dusty's kind of
background.
into it. We're like,
"Wait a
yay, slay,
second."
Dusty, slay. Once they kind of get, once they finish WAP, Mama and Travis get in an argument. And then I love all of their quips because they're so
quick with it.
funny. They're so like clever and like mamas
know how to, like,
are
insult
just
back.
yeah, and it's like insulting in a way that's like well, you,
Yeah.
like, it's, like, actually true, and
Yeah.
not, like, a, you know, I don't know, it was, like, one thing that was, like, it was basically saying, like, I know you are, but what am I? But, like, in a
Right.
way better way.
Yeah.
Because he was insulting him and everything. But, yeah, no, I loved Mama's quips especially. I think she was super clever with them. They get in a little fight. The vampires kind of disrupt it. And they're like, why is this person biting this person? Like, what's going on? And then, when do they start realizing it's all vampires?
I think there's, like, they start to, like, double and stuff. People in the bar. And then, at one point, they stab one of them through the heart.
Yes.
And it makes them, like, kind of disappear into, they say dust, but it looks like sparkles.
It looks like glitter.
Yeah.
Oh, it was because one of them dove over the bar and got impaled by the
bar, the beer tap thing.
Yeah, and got impaled by the beer tap through the heart and then turned into glitter dust. And they're like, oh, that's crazy. And then they were like, I loved how they referenced, like, if this is an interview with the vampire type vampires, then we need to talk to them. If this is Twilight vampires, then we just need to, like, be pretend we're not into them.
Right.
And they kept saying, like, all these different
They
things.
were referencing other vampire movies, which we love.
Which we loved. We were like, yes, thank you for referencing Twilight. There are a few Twilight jokes in there that we love too. And so they decide to split up, which of course they do.
Right.
And
they start, like, taking him down.
Yes.
We also, like, it's interesting, like, the Travis character, he stays alive a lot longer than what you think.
Oh, yes, because he decided to lead a rebellion against the vampires and charge them.
Yeah.
And that's when we got some fourth wall breaking. Do you remember that? When they're all in the doorway looking out.
Oh, yeah. And they're watching all the...
They're watching all the... They're like, I can't believe we have the budget for this. Yeah. Like, they said something like that. And they're like, good thing? Like, something like, if we had more money, you could see. Stuff like that, which was so funny. You're like, oh my gosh, I love that.
And it worked. It worked really well. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
See what they were saying.
I mean, they only did it a few times, but they never, like, looked in the camera or anything. And they didn't, like, break from any of the line or any of the dialogue or anything. It was just like, wait, did you just talk to me? Like, yeah, that's funny. Wait, what happened to our...
Audio?
Hello? Can you still hear us?
Please hang on for technical difficulties.
Okay,
we're back.
Okay, we're back. What was I saying? It was literally 2 seconds ago. Literally 2 seconds. It literally was 5 seconds ago.
We're getting further away and we don't know. Breaking the fourth wall, but not really.
Yes, breaking the fourth wall. And then there was like a decapitation, slow motion.
Yeah.
The head was in slow motion, but they weren't. And they're like, why is his head in slow motion? And they get blood just squirted on them. Like, it's just really funny. And it's like they're watching from the outside. And then Travis runs back and he's like, never mind. And all his friends kind of got slaughtered. And it is a small town. So they're like looking through the window and they're like, oh man, like they got him. Like, oh man, he was hot. Like,
everyone is just being converted. They're not or turned. They're not really converted. They're not really killing them per se.
No, they're all turning into vampires. And so they decide to split up. And let's see, Olive.
It's supposed to be watching Mama Boy and Jax.
Yes, the ones
the little
Mama said, I need you to go babysit them in the back. And so she goes to babysit them. Mama and Travis's friend go down to the bowling alley that used to be there for some reason.
Apparently.
And then who else? Who are we missing? Robin goes with the boy that she likes. And Earl.
Yeah.
And Dusty.
Oh, yeah, Dusty. He stays with...
Dusty stays with
Sheila.
Sheila in the front, and they're trying to board up a window, which takes them a long time to board up this window. And so they all have their little solo adventures.
Yeah, their little tasks.
And we get that moment where they all come back and meet up together after they've all dealt with their own vampires. I will say, we don't have to go into every single one they encountered, but we do see, importantly, that Earl gets bitten.
Yeah.
Olive leaves the two,
Jackson, Mama Da Boy.
Yes.
Mama Da Boy. Bella Da Boy.
Bella Da Boy. Leave them, and they get separated. So all three of them are separated and have their own separate encounters. And we see Mama save Travis's life. Mm-hmm. And Travis begrudgingly thanks her. Mm-hmm. And then we also see... what was the other one that I was going to say?
Bella. Or Jax fights one off in the bathroom.
Oh, Robin and her mans have a little moment.
Yeah.
And, oh, yes, I was going to talk about the one in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Because that vampire looked like a TikTok indie boy.
It was like trying to be like, oh, this is like this backwoods like boy. No, but like clearly it was like a
baby
casting
was wearing,
call, you know.
Baby was wearing a sweatshirt with rolled up sleeves, cuffed overalls, a beanie,
and had like the
long hair, mullet.
Had the modern aged mullet and had like a little mustache.
Literally looked like a TikTok boy. Out of TikTok boy. And I was like, get this guy out of here. Like, y'all couldn't find one more old white man to wear flannel?
Right.
Like, it looked so out of place. It had me like,
what? And he's like, he's probably like 97% gay. Like,
too. Yeah, in real life? Yeah. Definitely. I was like, okay, all right. You just needed your friend out here. Okay, that's fine. That one cracked me up. And then they all convene together on the stage once again, once they've secured the perimeter as they were trying to do. But we see
Mama Da Boy. Why do I keep calling Mama Da Boy? Bella Da Boy. Had to go through the vents. And was chased by a vampire in the vents. And is then fighting them in the kitchen. And then Bella Da Boy gets stabbed.
Yes, I forgot about that. She gets stabbed real hard. Mm-hmm. And she's not breathing. And they cover her and they put her on dead. She's dead.
She's gone.
She dies.
And then Olive comes back. Because Olive had gone out to the van to try to get started, but all the tires were slashed. So
a pointless errand.
Yeah. So Olive comes back and is like, wow, Bella's dead. And
Mama's
pissed. She's like, you should have stayed with her. And she's like, I said we should have gone home, so this is your fault. And so
they're hashing out all their dirty laundry.
And she leaves. She steals a bike.
She gets on her little bicycle and rides away with her little long legs. Tall. I was like, there's no bicycle in the world. Mm-mm. Like maybe those one giant wheeled unicycles you can ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, in her heels, she goes away. And we're left with 3. And the vampires are closing in. There's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. We eventually find out that Dusty. Dusty's talking to Mama, trying to console Mama. And he confesses that he's the one that booked them.
Yeah. He's always wanted to try doing drag.
Yes.
But his papa
was not supportive of it. And so he was so excited that they came to perform and, thanked Mama for, everything despite all the circumstances. And then Mama, Dusty, and Travis all share a drink. Mm-hmm. After Travis also says something to Dusty, and you're like, okay, all right.
He's trying, but not really.
But not trying hard enough yet. Yeah. What else? Oh, and then we get a vampire has infiltrated.
Yes.
A vampire is infiltrated, and it's not looking good for our group.
Right.
But then, surprise. Oh, someone's calling me. We just can't record this episode.
Someone's calling you.
Surprise. Bella's alive.
Or is she?
She's undead, but alive.
We get a little flashback that she was bitten in the vent.
Yes.
On the leg.
On the leg. And all of a sudden, she's a vampire.
She's a vampire.
And what she describes, they're like freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, she's one of them. She's one of them. And Travis is like, kill her. And she's like, I'm not going to eat
anybody.
anybody.
Like, y'all smell good. Like, I want to eat y'all, but I'm not going to. It's called self-control.
Yes. Like, literally is like, that's, yeah.
And then little Earl comes out and he's like, yeah, I mean, oh, that moment where there was the cutest rat.
The cutest rat you've ever seen in your entire life.
He was holding him and he was just like looking at him, and then he just eats his head. That was probably the worst part.
I didn't even look. Poor Earl.
But
poor rat.
But Earl comes out and is like, yeah, like I'm not gonna eat you guys. And then we discover that Sheila is also a vampire.
And she was like, I didn't want to tell y'all. Yeah, and so we now have 3 vampires on our side, yes. And they're like,
because like I think if you're a good person,
you can resist it.
Yeah, you're not gonna be a bad vampire. So
yeah, which is interesting that all of the bigoted bikers immediately became horrible, bloodthirsty vampires who are willing to kill their friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we see the accepting, loving group like Earl, Sheila, and Bella all become nice vampires.
Yes,
they became nice vampires. And so now we have our big battle scene, and they're gonna fight. But before, they don't have much hope, so they're like, we're going to die. Before they go out, Dusty wants to be beautiful one more time. And so they do Dusty up, and she looks gorgeous.
Fabulous.
Gorgina. Her red beard,
He's a red beard and
like,
red
so
hair.
So beautiful. Like, absolutely gorgeous. And they all...
They're just fighting.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting. I'm trying to remember if anybody got hurt.
No.
Oh, Sheila lost a boobie.
At one point, she gets stabbed, and you're like, oh my gosh, she just got stabbed in the heart.
In the heart, yeah.
And she's going to turn to dust.
And she's waiting to turn into dust.
And nothing comes. She's like, oh, they stabbed through my titty.
Yeah. Oh, they stabbed through my titty. And she pulled out her titty. And Jax goes, that's disgusting. That's gross. Yeah. And you're like, yeah. Oh, I forgot that they also found out the reason why they didn't just let the vampires, like, come in if they're like, oh, we're good people, we won't be vampires, like, whatever, we don't care, is because they found out that the main vampire, who was the original one, Olive killed that one.
Yeah.
Olive sidetrack ran into the original vampire, killed him, and decided to go back.
Yeah. Yeah. And
she was at the truck.
Yeah. And she grabbed all of the
garlic. Mwahaha. Oh, yeah, because Robin killed one of them with a garlic bread.
They don't kill him, but it hurts them, and so it distracts them.
Yes. And she said, I think these vampires are gluten-free. Or celiac.
Yeah, he's like, I think the vampires are celiac.
And the boy was like, I think it's the garlic. And she's like, oh, okay. And so Olive's on her way back. We're waiting for the grand entrance. It looks like all hope is lost because the vampires are overrunning them. Then Olive comes in with the garlic and starts pelting them. But we found out that Bella can hear what the vampires are going to say, and they're like, oh, don't turn them, kill them.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh crap, like we're gonna fight for our lives now.
And also the sprinklers go off, the sprinkler systems go off, and all the vampires start burning because Olive had dumped all of the garlic into the water supply.
Yes.
And so
all of them melt.
Garlic water, baby.
Garlic water killed the vamps.
So our group of vampire killers are alive.
Yes, they're alive. One's a vampire. That's okay.
Travis runs off at one point. Remember at the end? Because, like, he was, like, not fully redeemed. It was like he was getting there. It was like his mind was being opened. But then, like, at the end, he was like, I'm out of here. And he just, like, ran off.
Yeah.
So it was like...
He was kind of like... He literally said, y'all are all right in my book. And then walked away. And I was like, that's, like, not that... I mean, it's better than you were. But sometimes
that's all you get. So I think it was a little bit...
I guess you're right, yeah.
Realistic.
Which is so... insane to me. Anyway, they leave the place better than they came. I think a lot of the people are now also the vampires can go out in the day, so they're fine.
Yeah,
literally they just like everybody smells good. That's all. Which I would like, okay, that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian anyway. And then they said that one day they'll be back and they'd play again.
Yeah.
And it was so sweet. And all of Mama made up, of course. And Robin's still just being silly girl.
Yeah.
And Bella's still a silly girl too. They're all just silly girls. But it was just such a funny, fun,
It was
hilarious
so fun.
movie. It was just so like, I never thought that concept would be anything that ever was made, and it's like perfect. Like that, of course, that makes sense,
right?
Like, yeah, sure, vampires.
Just the way it all kind of like
yeah
came together, and for it being a Tubi movie and lower budget. It was.
I think they knew that it was a Tubi movie and it was lower budget, and they're like,
you got to go into it knowing what it is.
We're still gonna slay.
Yeah, and
like,
they did.
They did. They slayed and slayed,
and we slay it,
and we slay
all
it
day it
so hard. I think if you have the chance to watch it, it's really short too.
Yeah, it's
fun. There's no like downtime. I mean, I think it's especially from where we live.
Yeah,
it's relatable. There's not really so many safe places for drag queens, drag shows. I mean, the first drag show I really saw was in Dallas. And even then it's not like, you know, a big thing. It is getting so much better, but it's still really hard for people that's their passion to like break out into the space and everything like that. Yeah. Unless they're like, I mean, it's the same with any art. Right. And then imagine, you know, I mean, people look down on me for getting, you know, a degree in music. Yeah. So I can't imagine like pursuing a life of that. Yeah. Being, you know, that's just 10 times worse. I mean, I did a production of, what was it? Heathers. And everybody was, or all the Heathers were drag. It was like all gender bent. And so it was like incredible to see like the actual performance being something different. And
but you also know that wouldn't have gone over well here.
Oh, girl, no. Heck no. Yeah, insane. We could barely do Godspell.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We could barely do Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
You couldn't even do it in the same.
Yeah, we couldn't. We did Rock of Ages, and I mean, everyone loved it. Yeah. That went to it, but it wasn't I think it was because it wasn't in the actual normal theater.
Yeah. So, we still have a lot of hate in our area, unfortunately. Yeah. Which is insane because, like, it is so much easier to not that I don't care. This is what I try to explain all the time is, like, I don't care about things that do not pertain to me. Not saying that I don't care about. Right, yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's just like, if you're not hurting somebody, I literally
do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do, and I want everybody to be happy. And I love gay people, and we're allies. I love any trans. I love LGBTQ plus the entire community. I love every single aspect of it. Yeah, because those people are the kindest, most accepting, most sweet. And just because you don't understand it, like,
there's a lot of things a lot of people don't understand about you.
Oh, yeah. Like, you know, if we're going to go by stereotypes, as they do. Right. I don't understand why you smell so bad. Yeah. You white old trash.
I don't understand why you keep spitting in that cup. Like,
yeah, you know? That's disgusting. Why are you driving a truck? That doesn't even
Why do you, like, look like that?
Yeah, literally.
Why is your hair like that? Why? Why do you dress like that?
We had a Pride event in our town this weekend, which I feel like I always look at what events are going on, and it's sad that, like, that wasn't really advertised. Yeah. I will say the library went, which was nice. I'm really happy that they did that. But it just did not go over well here, of course. Which is, I'm like I'm saying, like,
it's not for you. It's not for you. So shut up.
I don't concern myself with anybody who is just being themselves and being kind and a loving person. But if you're going to be hateful evil, judgmental person, then yeah, I will concern myself with you because you suck. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That's all I know. And I mean, there is so much. I have so much hope, but I also am like, oh, is there always? I mean, people are always going to be evil,
right? And it's because it's passed down and
it is
learned,
as my therapist says, a generational burden.
Yeah. And I think it is being broken, and I think our generation, a lot of it is breaking it for sure.
I mean, I did not that my parents are like bigoted people, but I did not grow up in the environment that was like something that was talked about or like praised in any way, or like it wasn't a prideful thing. It was kind of just like mentioned that some people do this and we don't, you know what I mean? And so, but all of us kids are like, who cares? Like literally like we love gay people,
right?
You know? So like, I think that's a good sign. There always will be hateful people, but always, I think it is going to be a lot better now that there's so much more information. You know, there's the curse of the internet, and there's also the good things, like the empathy that you can also gain from seeing people's stories and seeing people's struggles. And some people use it as a way to just spread hate on their own agenda, and some people use it as a way to express themselves and whatever. I don't know. I just want everybody to love each other.
I just want everyone to be accepted.
And I want more drag shows here.
I know.
Because they're so fun. Yeah. I don't
think I've actually been to one. Like, been to an actual drag show.
I'm trying to think of how many. I mean, if I've been... I consider the Heathers one some sort of drag show, which I was in it, so I guess I did drag. No, I'm kidding.
Were you in it, or did you just...
I did. Well, I music directed it, and then I had to fill in 2 nights or 1 night or something like that.
For who?
It was for the swing of Sawyer.
Veronica?
Yeah.
You had to play Veronica?
No, I had to play... So whenever Veronica wasn't playing... It was like...
Okay,
it was double cast.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was the swing.
Gotcha.
But I never swung to Veronica. I was just a swing. Yeah. So there was only 1 night that I had to do it. And yeah, I sucked, but it was okay. I just would never go to the...
Already broken through the space. Well, excuse my...
technical difficulties.
My own voice breaking through there.
It's okay. Her laptop's just cursed.
It is, I think.
Ooh,
spooky.
But I hope everybody had a wonderful Pride.
Me too.
Month.
There is I would like to watch it, but I don't have Shudder.
Oh, I have Shudder. I'll give you the login.
Oh, okay. Yes, please.
Yeah,
so on Shudder, there's a documentary I was reading about called Queer for Fears.
Mm-hmm.
Queer for Fear. Queer for Fear. And it just talks about horror through the ages and queer horror and how it's like been utilized and how it's like affected and stuff. And it was just interesting that there was one talking about the Bride of Frankenstein, like that movie. How it was directed by a gay man who was he was out even in the time when it was, you know, you could have been killed.
Go to jail, yeah.
Yeah. And how really that movie was like one of the first like queer movies in a sense, because it was the Bride of Frankenstein like rejecting the man who was like she was made for. And like it was very like liberating. It was ahead of its time, and
that's incredible.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to watch that documentary and see.
We need to do an episode on like documentaries.
We do.
I love a good documentary. Well, also that reminds me of Carmilla.
Yeah.
Is it Carmilla or Camilla? Something like that. It was a book before Dracula. And it was like the first real vampire novel.
Yeah.
And it was even before Dracula, and it was a woman. And it's like seen as a very queer lesbian book. Yeah. About like love and so that reminds me of that too. I think people just kind of, it's interesting how people skip over to like the stuff they're used to and think is right.
And then they think, oh, it was never around. Like, it's just coming out now. It's like, no, it was definitely around. It's just either you didn't want to know about it, or it wasn't out because there was
because you would have killed somebody. Yeah. I mean, it's the same with like people saying mental health is, you know, everybody has mental health problems, blah blah blah. Like, no, like people are just like more comfortable saying it now and confessing, or like
you've always had a mental health problem.
You are the one with the you need to go to the doctor, baby. So yeah, I mean, if you think about interracial marriage and things like that, like how far we've come with that, it's still like, I can't believe people are still like,
people still get hung up on it sometimes.
I'm
it's
like,
crazy.
Are you
like
sick?
What?
Like,
what is wrong with you?
What do you have?
What stock do you have in someone else's like life?
Do you not have anything better to do? Like, what a boring life you must live to.
Seriously,
the only thing you have to do is hate.
No personality, no hobbies, no interests, no dreams or goals. Just your freaking hate.
Just hate, and no like free thinking, because like I know people think that a lot of the more liberal ideas nowadays are from like following the herd and things like that. But if you look at my example, like me as a person, my thoughts and feelings now are completely against the herd.
Yes, same.
So yeah, you know, we grew up in the same area, same type of upbringing.
A lot of what I believe now is different from what I grew up being taught. Yeah. And I think, like, you know, people say, oh, well, if you teach kids this, like, you know, from the liberal side, if you teach kids this, you know, they're going to grow up and be this. They're going to grow up, and hopefully, if you've taught them right, they're going to make their own decisions. Like, and they might go the other way. They might, you know, it's just,
I don't know.
I
just want everybody to love each other. I want everybody to watch Slay. I want everybody to listen to Slash&Slay. Everybody needs to listen.
Slash&Slay.
None of them had accents. Vampire accents.
Oh, they didn't.
They said country accents.
Well, that's how they sound, you know.
What would be your weapon of choice? They were trying to get like pokey things, and they got the worst weapons.
Like the heel.
Oh yeah, Robin put a heel. Was it Robin or Olive?
I think it was Olive.
Olive put a heel on a pole and carried it around. So that's one.
They really did not have very good weapons.
No, the hairpin.
Did save.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to happen too.
But I feel like if you're at a bar, there's a lot of wood.
Yeah. And they did cut down table legs.
But if she had a pool cue, like, that's perfect. Yeah. But then she had to put the heel on it. Right. I guess you just got to bling it. That's fine. Yeah. You got to bling it. You
just got to make it look fabulous.
Look cute, say.
Fabulous.
Can you imagine doing that in heels? No way. Not a chance, love.
Well, Mama Suey. What's her name?
Mama Sue?
Mama Sue. Yeah. Mama Suey?
Yeah.
She did change her shoes.
Yeah, smart.
I would have had to, too.
I would have had to, too.
Yeah.
Guys, watch Slay on Tubi.
Support on Tubi.
Your local organizations that help in LGBTQ plus communities and efforts and celebration and pride all year round. It's not just in June.
Not just in June, man.
Not just in June.
Not just in the month of June.
And love everybody. Love each other.
Just try to, like, open your mind just a little bit.
Try to, like... Try to not care about things like that and, like, care about the big things, like that our world is on fire. Like, think about that.
Yeah. If you don't want to support, okay, that's your choice. That's literally a choice. But who gives a shit what someone else does? I
hate heterosexuals. I hate married couples. I hate them. Yeah, literally just like worry about something else. Like, there's so many more big enemies, and the fact that you think another human that's just living their life and having a good time and loving someone is your biggest problem, then
you need to look inward.
You need to look inward, babe, because there's sex trafficking, there's global warming, there's
healthcare is horrible.
There's so many wars right now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is such a sidetrack, but we were watching the hockey game the other day. It was the playoffs, and this one guy beautiful voice. He was one of the hockey players. He sang the national anthem, and then
the Stars or
no, they got out. Out. I know they almost made it, but it was Miami versus Miami Panthers or Florida Panthers versus Edmonton, Canada, and then they sang "Oh Canada." So like obviously there wasn't that many people from America there, but they were just like he was just singing like straight like "Oh say can you sing," and then when it came to "Oh Canada," the entire stadium was like singing it with their full chest, and I was like, if I had their healthcare, I would also sing it with my full chest, because when I sing the national anthem, I'm like, I have so many taxes and I don't have healthcare very good, and like
I have to pay so much for healthcare. Yeah, and I can't even choose who I want to go to.
Yeah,
which is the argument for not having healthcare, like not having universal healthcare, is that I've heard is that then you would have to like you wouldn't be able to choose who you get to go to. I'm like, your insurance doesn't let you choose whoever you want to go to. So, hello.
Or that you have to be on a wait list to wait for things. And I'm like, yeah, because people are dying ahead of you, so they have to put them in front. Like, your knee replacement, you're going to be fine. Yeah. Like, you can wait a few months. Yeah. Like, that's insane. Y'all are all selfish.
Everyone sucks ass. And I'm sorry, I mean, this got political, but who gives a shit?
I was riled up yesterday, so I'm feeling residual anger. I was sad. I cried today at work because just a lot of hateful comments and things like that have been going on. And now I'm angry. Sometimes that's therapeutic too.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys.
I'm going to go stab a vampire in the heart.
Watch it find one.
Explode to dust. That sparkles.
We can find one.
Okay.
Love you guys. Please follow us on Instagram at Slash&Slay Pod, on TikTok at Slash&Slay Pod. Send us an email
Slash&Slay
at gmail.com. Send us some requests. Oh, I was going to talk about this at the beginning. Oh.
I had a hiccup, sorry.
Bless you. Have you seen the trailer for Long Legs?
I haven't seen the trailer.
Oh my God, made me sick.
Really? I've heard that it's like disturbing.
It is. It looks like Seven. Have you seen Seven? Yes. It looks like Seven and Silence of the Lambs. Because it's a female FBI agent.
Yeah.
Is the main character. And then Nicolas Cage is a serial killer. I can't wait for us to talk about that one.
We have to. That has to be next month's Nick Cage movie.
Does it come out then?
I think it comes out next month.
Okay.
So we need to go see it.
We might have to put one in between just if it comes out later, which is fine. But he also has the other one that we need to watch too. What are the odds that we do this whole year for Nick Cage?
We did not plan it.
We literally had no plans. I did see, we have a new follower. I feel bad I don't know their names. It's a husband and wife that started doing their own podcast on horror stuff, and they wanted to do a whole Nicolas Cage episode. And they were like, we love this. They were talking about our Nicolas Cage episodes because they wanted to do one. Like a whole episode on Nicolas Cage. And I was like, we're doing a whole series. Yeah. We're going the extra mile. Whatever.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all that I forgot your names. Anyway, love y'all. Thanks for listening, guys.
We love you, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.